Future of franchise brokers is coming. And let me explain. I'm Nick Powell's publisher of 1851franchise.com and CEO of the Growth Club. So the franchise broker, let me be clear. I see tremendous value in the franchise broker as it relates to accelerating growth for a franchise brand. What I'm challenging and what I want to continue to challenge is how can we do this better? Now, the reality is a franchise fee for the buyer has skyrocketed. It has gone up because the franchisor wants more funds to pay the broker. And so the exchange of money, franchisee pays amount of money to the franchisor, call it franchise fee. And then we're using the franchise fee number, the cash exchanged, as a way to give it back to the franchise broker. And so this cash exchange means we've just depleted the dollars that we had to support that franchisee. Now, for a properly capitalized franchisor, this is not a big deal because they have other capital and resources and people to go support that franchise owner. But for an emerging brand, it's a little bit more difficult because they need that cash to onboard people who can then go and support that franchisee. Now, the math is not overly challenging. A successful franchisor is built by successful franchisees, meaning they're going to take a percentage of royalty from the total amount of gross revenue that the franchisee brings in. So we raise those numbers, the franchisor makes more. And so the math is not overly complex. What we're trying to do at Growth Club is we're trying to say, yes, franchise brokers play an absolute role because they're out there building relationships with human beings who are interested in buying a franchise. So they should be that should be a candidate that fits into the mold of who should a franchisor potentially consider working with. However, what we're saying at Growth Club is let's be very considerate of where that candidate should go. What I don't like hearing is when a candidate says, I got connected with a coach and they said they work with me for free. That is inaccurate. They work with you for a lot of money. It comes out of the franchise fee that goes over to the franchisor that comes back to the franchise broker. So it costs a lot of money to work with that person. It's just the way that the money gets handed off to the broker might not be directly from you, but it goes through another channel. So no matter what, it's costing you a lot of money. So that's one. Two, what I don't like is if that candidate came in and said, look, I've always dreamt of owning an ice cream business. And the franchise broker, consultant, or coach says, yeah, ice cream businesses aren't very good. You should be in senior care, for argument's sake. And the candidate says, yeah, but I don't really want to do senior care. And they're like, yeah, but this is why you want to do it. And they get talked into it because they're relying on the coach who is charging $0 in exchange for this connection. And that leads the witness. I don't like that. And again, and I've said this in many of my videos, it's not just what I like. I can have a different opinion than other folks, but I want to educate the buyers on how this works. And so this leads over to the future of the franchise broker, which I can see it happening. I see awesome franchise consultants or brokers saying, look, I don't have that brand in my network. However, let me help guide you to the right place. My belief is by doing the right thing over and over and over again, that integrity and transparency and honesty should net a return on that kindness currency. And so I can see the franchise brokers that are starting to change that mindset. They're leading the pack of saying, let's do things a little bit differently. So the future is going to be this. We're going to be transparent about what commissions are paid and how they're paid. Two, hopefully the future of franchise brokers, we're actually going to encourage franchisors to bring down the franchise fee, find other ways to add money or resources if necessary, but we're going to encourage them to bring down the fee. We're actually going to pull down our total commissions to be reasonable so that we don't deplete the odds of success for that franchisee. And then we're going to get super rewarded for the success of that franchise operator, that when they open another unit or they hit gross revenue that is in the top X percent of that system, we're going to get celebrated for that as a franchise broker. So the future is going to have to evolve in order to proper capitalize franchisees and franchisors and equal their success. And in my opinion, for a franchise broker, consultant, or coach, the opportunity is bringing on a successful franchise candidate who scales or grows within that system, and you get rewarded for making that connection in some way, shape, or form. So you can see it. Things are shifting. I'm excited to see some of the franchise brokers in the community get on board with saying, yes, this is great. It's worked, but what happens next? Innovation and some shifting is going to happen as a part of the future of franchise brokers as it relates back to franchise growth.